mic to work?
Yeah. All right, we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Welcome, guys. Lolo down live as always. We'll be going for probably like an hour, like we usually do. Kicking back, doing this all for you. Me and my shave, and then also my disproportionately shaved um, sideburns. I just didn't shave the sideburns. I kept it level, and I just cut everything from there down.
Rock the sideburns like it's 1995,
Right,
bro.
right.
Or 85,
What
whenever
about those like?
sideburns ran.
Was it the? No,
All
that
right.
was the kelp mustache.
Welcome,
SpongeBob.
guys. Lolo down live as always. We'll be going for probably like an hour.
No, there is something about sideburns.
Kicking back. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. There's a streams on the.
Doing this all for you, me and my.
Whoop. Not the smoothest of starts, but go ahead.
No, there's something about sideburns and SpongeBob, but I don't
Was
know.
it the movie? We were watching that before.
No, I don't think it's the movie.
No, that
But
was the
somebody
cyber-
does get sideburns. They get sideburns to make themselves look older. So maybe it is the movie.
Maybe, and then they get
I don't
kelp
know.
mustaches.
Sideburn.
This is a radio show, and we're talking about kelp mustaches. I wonder how many people. I know Claudia's here. I hope Brennan's here. I hope Brennan pulls through, and then I have a few other people coming through.
Claudia, I hope you're having the day you deserve.
Yeah, really. Dude, Claudia has been feeling it like the rest of us. We got 4 people in here. Let's go. 4 people
That's
off
like-
the bat.
That's like 2 people more than we had last week.
Well, we had 6 peak concurrent viewers that one time. That was the most viewers concurrently that we've ever had on the show. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're pretty popular, not to brag.
Pretty popular. And Claudia has in the chat, in fact, told us that she is in the building. Claudia, obviously the celebrity guest appearance on our show. Just hanging in there like the rest of us. Wonder if Brandon's in here. Robbie's in here. Shout out Robbie. And yeah, no, I mean, I guess we could get into our first. What's our first topic? What do you want to talk about? MLB.
Yeah, well,
You big MLB guy?
yeah, okay.
You know, start off with like I guess a note of positive news. You know,
Well, yeah, positive, sort of.
is it not like in
I just don't
concrete?
think it'll. I just don't think it's a realistic thing of happening. Well, the theory that's been thrown out there is that they're planning on playing games like in this Arizona spring training facility with no fans, but
Right.
like our player is gonna go for like 3 months without seeing, like, contained in this one little Arizona town without seeing their family. No.
That's true, but if they really want
Like-
to play, I don't know, because they
Yeah, but what?
they made that like Sandlot game, Trevor. But I guess it's not the same thing. Having a Sandlot game is finishing off.
Well,
the
plus
end
not
of-
only that too, it was like back before it was like as bad as it is now.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it wasn't nearly as bad then too. That's also true. I don't know. Like I said, the selfish sport fan in me would want to see that happen, but again,
Yeah, I mean, I hope it happens because like I don't really care whether fans are in the crowd or not. Like it's better than
Yes.
nothing. But
dude, do what Arizona
I think
does.
like
Pump
What?
pump crowd noise into the broadcast.
exactly,
like,
yeah, just kind of or like put a green screen in the background and just kind of Photoshop some fans in there, and you're
Before-
good. No, but like yeah, I just like because Adam Silver got on that show last night was talking about the NBA. It was like he kept saying it's like it's just too early to tell. Like I think that's the same thing with baseball. Like
Yeah.
it's too early to tell. I still think they're probably going to have a season, obviously shortened, but like I know last week I was a little nervous that they weren't going to have one, but I've come around to the fact I think they are going to have one. But
I don't know if
think
NBA is finishing up the season. They said
I think they will. I think they will. I think they have to, but I think you could either let more teams into the playoffs and do a shortened series, or do the same length of series but cut the playoff field in half, because you can't be playing until September if you want to have a year next year.
right. Yeah.
Because if you play in September, then you have to have at least a couple of months off for an off season. So now you're thinking about by the time you have training camps and Christmas, training camps and preseason, you might start by Christmas or New Year's.
And everything gets shoved back. That's the main problem. I know the NFL also. Trump met with all the sports commissioners, and he expressed interest that he wanted the NFL to come back as scheduled, like on time, which is
That's tough too. They
Yeah.
might push it. What I could see them doing is like you go back a couple of weeks late, you start a couple of weeks late, and then you just have the Super Bowl on President's Day, because if everything's getting pushed back 2 weeks, and that's going to happen eventually anyways with the new schedule that they're
Right.
coming out with next year. So it's like, but like with all this stuff, it's like I hate that it's not around, but at the same time, you have to wait. Like, because the last thing you want is to be like, oh yeah, we're good. You go out, you have 30,000 people gathering now to watch a
Right.
game,
And everything
and
can get
now
kicked back into.
right, and one of them has coronavirus. Now it
Yeah.
spreads like wildfire because they're saying in Italy the reason that the pandemics started in Italy is because they had a soccer game there with like 70,000 people in the crowd, and it just jumped around because that's what it does.
Was
like,
that Serie A? Was that the?
I have no idea. I have no idea what game it was, but it like it jumps obviously, and when you're at a game, you're within
Right.
inches of each other. So and you're breathing, you're drinking beer, and
Consuming food.
doing
and all
concessions.
that.
That thing, it doesn't take long for it to spread to 70,000 people.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm torn. I know what the responsible thing to do is, but I also want to see something for entertainment because like we were talking about, WrestleMania was over the weekend, and then we had the 2K tournament with all the players. I tuned into that. That wasn't even worth watching, to be honest.
Yeah, I knew that would never be worth
It was
watching.
pretty much a flop. Yeah. I mean, just me as a basketball fan, I thought maybe there was going to be some solace there, but no, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah, no, but well, the 2K tournament, I can't. I didn't want. I had no interest in watching it. I can't believe as many people. Like, I know you said you tuned in for a little while, but just couldn't. Like, I can't believe as many people tuned in. I don't know. I mean, it sounded like an okay idea at first, but in the end, if I want to watch somebody play video games, I'll look it up on YouTube. Like, I don't really care. I don't really care if Kevin Durant's playing 2K. It doesn't really.
And also, they didn't have anyone really notable. Oh no, they did have notable people, but it wasn't like the dialogue wasn't what I expected. They had the setup that we have now, but with less audio quality.
Well, I also thought too that it was going to be they play as themselves one-on-one. I didn't realize that they were picking teams.
Oh, you thought Blacktop?
Yeah, like
64 style?
I thought that's why they had the whole tournament thing. Because who cares if Kevin Durant is the best rated player in 2K if he's not even going to be playing as his own team? He was like the Clippers or the Bucks or something. Like, who cares? Like, he's not.
Well,
even
we all know
on,
that KD goes to the team that has the highest probability of winning.
True.
He can't. No, but the only difference about the 2K tournament is he can't switch teams mid-tourney. So that's a little OKC fan rage there coming out.
And the Golden State Warriors can't recruit him in the parking lot the minute they beat them in Game 7.
Yikes! Yeah, no, it was a flop. I watched the one with Devin Booker and the guy on Denver. I forget his name. Why am I blacking on his name? The guy that was Michael Porter Jr. Was it?
I don't know. Maybe Jamal Murray too. Whatever. Although Jamal Murray maybe not because he's in a little bit of hot water right now. But
has that still not gone over yet, or are people?
No, I mean it's over now. But it was definitely a funny quarantine thing to look at Jamal Murray's Instagram, or not. I didn't personally see it, but somebody at 1:30 in the morning, 2:00 in the morning, scrolling through Jamal Murray's Instagram stories, and you posted a lot of them, and all of a sudden, right there in front of you.
Dude, just imagine you have how when someone posts a lot of Instagram stories, you just have the little dots or
and you're just tapping away to get rid of the orange circle. At top
like the scene from Toy Story where he's flipping through the channels and then suddenly Jamal Murray getting topped, and you're like, whoa. That was wild. I saw the video. What a champ! All right, so we're gonna Jamal. I don't know. I think he got hacked. I believe it. Either that or Jamal Murray's
I don't think he did.
You don't think so? You think Jamal Murray just dropped it? He was like...
I think accidentally, probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
He probably just hit the wrong button. I don't know.
Also, I know how, I mean, we both know how Instagram stories work. I don't think that you could just accidentally go from your camera roll. I think it's a 3 or 4 click process. I could be wrong.
Tried to, post something else and accidentally ended up posting that. Because, I don't know. I mean, who would have had access to that video? Because... He didn't say it wasn't him. It just happened.
I like to think, in my official quarantine conspiracy theory on this live radio show, that Jamal Murray simply was like, "Listen, I gotta let him know for the culture," and then just dropped it one time for the one time.
Oh, whoops! Did I accidentally post? My bad. I'll take it. I'll take it right on down.
Yeah, my beautiful girlfriend. Whoops. Oops.
Sorry. That's on me.
Guys, look how my accidental quarantine is going. Oops.
Well, sometimes you might want to get caught. Other times, like, from the integrity bound Manchester City Football Club, a club of integrity, always plays by the rules, also always listens to authority. Would never ever, do something like that during a quarantine.
Well, I mean, I talked about this on my solo, and my whole
Talk about
thing
what
is
on your solo?
if we're what?
Talked about what on your solo? Did something happen? I was
Kyle
just saying, like,
Walker.
that would never happen.
Are you talking
That would
about the
never...
Kyle Walker sex for pay scandal?
I don't know anything about that. You're gonna have to explain that because I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I
My
was
whole
just
thing with
bringing up
that, I'm not
an
going to
example of
explain
a
it.
team that would never
I'm not going to
get
explain
caught
it,
by
Gerry.
authorities having a party with, maybe some ladies of the night after telling everybody to stay home. That wouldn't be a good
That
look,
was pretty
which is why
hypocritical.
Manchester
Also,
City would never do anything like that.
That was pretty hypocritical. Also, he did drop an exorbitant amount of money on 2 women where he could literally have sex with anyone because he's a world-class footballer that gets paid a lot of money. I don't know. It's
didn't know anything
hypocritical
about
and it's
this.
dumb.
I didn't know anything about the situation before we went in, so.
Do we want to go
good.
full?
It's good that you addressed it.
We want to go full first take. I'll just have a Stephen A rant for 30 minutes about it's dumb. It's foolish. And they signed Kyle Walker, who paid for sex. Just like
I gotta be honest. A few of the sports, it's hit me that it's like, dang, they're not around. Like last night when I was sitting there at like 10:30 and I was like, oh, national championship should be ending right now for March Madness. With the NBA, I haven't really noticed it's gone because we still have the same crappy debates every day. Like,
yeah, what are you watching First Take?
no, because I don't care. I don't care about First Take, but like the NBA has the same stupid like quarantine debates every day, anyways. Because Giannis is in the middle of an MVP season with like one of the best teams of all time, and all anybody can talk about is whether he'll be on the Warriors in 2 years. And I hate the NBA.
Or also, I've been seeing a lot of top blah 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 at each position all time. Like, there's a lot of debates up on Twitter right now about who's the best at what position, what teams. There's a lot about that trade that went down that Stephen A. Smith broke the ice on, and then they got scared. I think it was the Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. And it was supposed to be like Tracy McGrady for apparently AI.
It was like, I don't know who they were getting back, but it was supposed to be Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson in the same backcourt, which would have been fun. But thanks, Stephen A.
Yeah, and then Stephen A. was like, yeah, I did that. What's up?
I mean, it's not his fault. He's doing his job. Like, if somebody tells you that that Tracy McGrady is going to play with Allen Iverson on the 76ers, are you going to not report it? Like,
That's
obviously
true.
you're going to report it. Like, you'd be not doing your job if you didn't.
I wonder why they got spooked, though. Because they said that
was everybody was like, probably because everybody was like, what are you doing trading Tracy McGrady?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that, and then... What other stuff have I been seeing? You know what? I followed Complex recently. I finally followed Complex because they post like a bunch of like dope shit. Like it's a bunch of just like I saw one where a Jeep was going over water, but it was like sort of crystallized and sort of not crystallized, and that's just been keeping me. That's been keeping my sanity going. Have you seen Tiger King? I've been watching. I watched that recently.
No, I said I was going to, and I didn't. I just watched The Office again.
Dude, Carol Baskin. 100% killed her husband.
Actually, you're not the only person who thinks that. You know who else thinks that? Somebody could be very experienced in killing loved ones and getting away with it. O.J. Simpson also thinks that Carol killed her husband. So
you go on one of his like IG live or videos where he's you remember when he goes on those?
He doesn't do Instagram live. He does Twitter. He starts every Twitter video with "Hey Twitter world, it's yours truly." And then ends it with "I'm just saying, take care." OJ's doing well. He's still playing golf. The golf courses, wherever he's at, have not closed yet, but he does think that we have to talk about it. The Mike Francesa moment of the week is dead.
No longer, yeah.
He's dead because he told the Twitter guy to stop posting his clips. So
I love the text that you sent me, and I'll read this word for word verbatim for the audience here. You sent me... it said, so for the radio show, we can't do Mike Francesa anymore, right? He went on yesterday. There's a Funhouse account, I guess, on Twitter, and they post him a lot. And Francesa basically
They
said,
post like his worst moments, yeah.
yeah, it's his worst moments, and then Francesa came
And
on
essentially,
like,
like either Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, like he's a friend of Trump's. Like he's supporting him pretty openly. He voted for him last. He's gonna vote for him again, apparently.
yeah,
And he went kind of on a rant last week about how he's been treating the whole thing. It was mainly directed at Trump, but I think it was also a kind of like an in general thing that we weren't really taking
doing
it
as much as
seriously
he could,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, like not being urgent enough. And he wasn't necessarily wrong. And it went viral. Like he was getting quoted by like CNBC or like,
Right,
you know,
yeah,
he
he
was
was
on
being quoted as
MSNBC,
news.
CNN, you know, blah blah blah. Which is, you know, 2020 is so weird that Mike Francesa is a political analyst on all these political channels now. But no, it's yeah, and then it got viewed 2.4 million times just on Twitter alone, not including all those TV things. And he was like,
Mike was
"That's it.
livid.
That's the final straw. That's
Mike was
copyright
livid.
infringement." How? Yeah, he was mad because it was viewed illegally. It was viewed illegally, Coop. So 2.5 million people at least saw what I had to say on my radio show. That cannot happen anymore.
Which is, by the way, the
Done.
reason that I'm employed is because people want to know what I have to say about things. But when people do it illegally and over another account, absolutely not. Absolutely
He's also been telling people for the last like 2 weeks to stay at home. And then Saturday did like a Twitter Q&A because Funhouse, like he started losing followers because the Funhouse guy was like, go unfollow him on Twitter. So he started losing followers. But then he did like a Q&A with quote tweets. He unlocked another feature on Twitter where, because, you know, he treats it like a video game. Like he can't use all the features at first. You have to unlock them.
Yeah.
So he unlocked
Paid
another
content.
feature and did a Q&A and then was like, all right, I'm leaving to go play golf. I can like walk to the course from here, blah, blah, blah. Like stay safe. And everybody was like, playing golf? I thought you were supposed to stay home. And he was like, well, now I'm not playing golf anymore. I'm just walking on the course. And then later was like, well, I brought a few clubs and hit a few balls around. It's like, did you go golfing or not, Mike? Which actually, you know, like golfing's not that big a deal because you could easily stay away from the other guy if you go golfing. But it's just, it was funny that all of a sudden he was like, uh-oh, your account update 7.
In Mike's defense, wait, we have 7? Wow, that just jumped. And Brandon's in.
Sick.
In Mike's defense, though, those Diet Cokes that he would have been drinking if he was sitting in his basement on air would kill him faster than the Corona that he could catch on that golf course. I mean, I don't know how many Diet Cokes he downs an episode, but it's a lot. It's definitely...
I mean, if you're going to a golf course strictly to golf, like, it's not that big a deal because it's definitely a sport we don't have to necessarily, like, be, like, it's not a contact sport.
Yeah, right.
Like, you could totally be, like, you know, a lot of times you might be on the other side of the course.
Yeah, you'd bump into someone from time to time.
Right. But like, you know, without going to the bars or anything, you could still go, like, if you don't go to the bars or like, you know, you could still golf.
I'd venture out so far as to say that golf might be the only sport that you could play on the off chance that you might not see a single soul, except checking in.
Yeah. Well, actually, they're talking about having another Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson golf tournament next month with the spin. It would be like Tiger and Peyton Manning in a 2-on-2 match against Phil and Tom Brady.
I would watch the shit out of that.
I would watch that. I didn't care about it the last time, but I'm so desperate for sports that it's like this weekend, like I was like, oh, WrestleMania.
You see it, you're like, how many holes? How many holes is they playing?
Yeah.
How was WrestleMania?
Weekend, I mean, I don't know. I don't really watch wrestling that much, but I mean, I recognize a few of the guys in there. So I don't know. It was an experience. The Undertaker buried a guy in a grave with like a forklift. That was hilarious.
One thing
it was funny. I liked it.
One thing I realized is that Bleacher Report has a dedicated wrestling page.
They have a dedicated everything page, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't think, like, to me, wrestling is still not a legitimate sport. Jerry, we have 8 viewers right now. For any non-OG fans of the show know that this is an all-time high for us. We're big time now. Catch us on Mike Francesa's.
We're coming for you.
Yeah, catch us for Mike Francesa's time slot. One of those. Imagine one of those viewers is Mike.
This is Francesa's time slot. Ooh.
Are we taking over Francesa's time slot? I think we might be slowly.
On FAN? Are we on the airwaves of WFAN right now? Is
Dude, I would freak out if I switched to WFAN and it was like the low down. I was like, oh. Get out of town. No, but I didn't see it. I imagine it's pay-per-view, right? WrestleMania.
Yeah, but like they offer like a free trial thing where it's like you could trial like their network for a month and then pay like $10 a month after that. So I just signed up for the trial and canceled it.
Is WrestleMania still as over the top as it used to be?
Well, it was weird this weekend because there were no fans there. Obviously, they were like in this like little room, but I don't know. It was funny. Like there was like one match where like the guys kept hitting each other with the bell, and then they jumped from like 20 feet in the air to take the guy out through the announcers table. It was funny, and then again, like it was definitely funny. I don't know. I I'm not really somebody who tunes into wrestling ever,
Yeah,
but
no.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
I saw the one clip on Instagram, and I think it might have been BR Wrestling because I was scrolling through their page because I was curious about what type of clips they post. And they had the empty arena, and the guy, you know, like wrestlers sometimes they'll like grab the mic and be like, "Are you guys ready?" to the
Yeah,
crowd. He did that, and then like just like nothing happened. Like he was just like, "Are you
Gronk,
guys ready?" And it was just like his echoed voice just reverbed throughout the stadium.
Gronk too is now a. They have like 18 different championships in there. Like you can't really tell the difference in any of them, but he won one of them. And you know that kind of got popular, and that's definitely the only reason. Like somebody tweeted out like Rob Gronkowski is now a wrestling champion, and you know they literally signed him so that way like we could all be like, oh wow, Gronk.
Gronk, yeah. I feel like they have to
Yeah.
have that every WrestleMania. One person that's like there for the hype, you know, or like a big personality, you know, like a star.
Well, he's on the payroll now, so he'll be there. He'll be there a lot.
Oh, he's like a kind of not like really a regular, but like
Yeah, he's not a wrestler. I think he's just more of like a host personality type
pops
thing.
in from time to time. Okay.
Yeah, because like I mean, it would be weird if he quit football because he couldn't play physically, like he couldn't deal with the physical pain, and then jumped over to WWE, which I know is scripted, but like those guys
No,
still do
those
take
guys
some
still get
physical.
hit.
They still do take some physical punishment.
Yeah.
So, and especially him too, like you said, every single back surgery and knee surgery in the world, like it would be bad if he went and like started getting hit,
Just immediately just
like
shattered his
started
back.
trying to like get into a chair fight with John Cena. It would be bad.
Was John Cena there?
He was there, but his was weird. It was like a weird thing.
Is John
But
Cena still trying to appeal to 8-year-olds?
yeah,
He still
I,
got the
I
cargo
think he's
shorts
doing
and
pretty well
everything?
though. I
I
think
mean,
he's doing
yeah.
pretty well though. I don't know. I mean, as a whole, they're doing well. They make more money than the NBA. So
That's wild.
yeah. Well, I mean, part of it too is that so many people pay to watch this stuff. Like I can only imagine how many people paid to watch WrestleMania this weekend because
Oh
of
yeah, especially because
because there's literally nothing else to do.
Yeah. Remember we were chilling out in our common area and that girl came in and mistook UFC for WWE? Dude, I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, this is that fake wrestling. And I was like, dude,
Nah,
he's
this
getting
is
like punched
real.
in the face. He got kicked in the head. It's pretty bad. I was like, nah, this is real. This is real, sweetheart. Wait, have you seen the UFC 249 card yet?
No.
Dude, Dana White just took every single big fight in the next like 5 months and just mashed them into one big fucking super card.
Yeah, but like, where are they gonna fight? Like, nobody wants to host them.
Dude, Dana White bought a private island, and that's where they're gonna be fighting the rest of the year.
Hey, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Dana White's like, listen,
I mean,
I need my money.
that,
Yeah,
that
like,
like if there's two sports that should never in any way, shape, or form be competing right now, it's wrestling and UFC, and those are the only two things that are going on right now. Even NASCAR stopped going, and those guys stay in separate cars.
they did the eNASCAR though.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
think.
count.
That doesn't. But it was,
Also, I don't
cool.
watch NASCAR. Actually, that's not true. There is actually what I said is untrue. There is another sports league. It's the Belarus Premier League. Shout out Brandon. He keyed me in on that. Apparently, the president of Belarus claims that the virus is a hoax and not it doesn't matter. So they're carrying on with life as usual there, including their soccer league.
Let's all give a big warm shout out to the president of Belarus for subscribing to the 5G conspiracy.
Yeah, it's all hoax according to him.
The birds are recharging. I've been seeing more and more people out and about in my town. Just driving around.
I've not really me. I mean, it's maybe a little less, but I don't know. It's about the same. Because people still got to go out and do like grocery shopping and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the grocery stores are starting to get more and more barren. Like me and my mother
I mean,
went out
they've been
today,
barren,
and
though.
that was like, it was empty, big time. BJ's, I think we went to, and it was just everything was out of stock, and it was bad. It was bad. People gotta relax. People gotta like just take a second to like. I know it's supposed to be the virus is supposed to be at its peak this week, but you guys gotta just like take it down a notch. You know.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get as bad as they're projecting it to.
They said it hit the peak, so I'm not
No, they're saying that this next 2 weeks is going to be the peak.
really. I thought.
They're
Wait.
saying New York might have hit its peak, but the next 2 weeks, like nationwide, is going to be bad.
Oh, yeah. It was New York, I think, that he said. I think it was Cuomo put out a. Well, now, yeah, obviously Cuomo.
Well, New York is kind of different from everyone else because New York, I mean, they're starting to flatten it a little, not death wise, but cases wise, it's starting to flatten and plateau a little bit. But like for a while there, they had like half the cases in the U.S. Now I don't think it's still a lot more than anybody else, but it's not like half anymore like it was.
Yeah, I think also though. I know Cuomo said that he's basically like. You remember when he first said he's like, "All right, guys, like we should really stay inside. Don't go outside at all. Just stay." Now he's like, "All right, listen, you guys are gonna need to stay inside, or else we're gonna rough you up." So now basically, like, I mean, not like really rough, but he's putting his foot down now. So hopefully, we'll be seeing a decline.
I mean, should have been staying inside anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, if
I mean, you
would
could
listen-
like or not stay inside per se. Well, you can go outside, obviously, but like stay away from people
yeah, yeah. The only thing
if you
I do.
can.
The only thing I do is go to Dunkin', and the Dunkin' that I go to is always deserted. And if it's not, I drive off. So I try to do my part, but I need my coffee at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
Through hell or high water, I will get my coffee. Mark my words. What else is there to talk about on the registrar? What we talked about, WrestleMania, MLB. Not really much to talk about in NFL, is there?
No, I mean, Tom Brady left.
I mean,
That
yeah, we
sucks.
talked about that last week too. I mean,
The draft is still going.
I bumped the mic there.
It's gonna go on as planned.
We
Twenty
talked about
third
that
through
last week as
25th. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. Should be fun. It gives us something to talk about. I mean, now I just look like people. A lot of people will just look at mock drafts all day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it is mock draft season. I hate mock draft season, but here we are. It's the only thing I have left.
I got entered into a family fantasy football league.
Really?
Big
Already?
time. Big time, yeah. So hopefully it starts up by September, but I plan to dominate. One of the people in the family might be in this. What time is it? They might be coming in soon, but I plan to dominate this year.
I've been doing fantasy football league since I was in like middle school, and I won once my freshman year of high school, and I haven't won since. I'm not a very good fantasy football player. I make the playoffs most years. This is my first year not making the playoffs, but
I remember, yeah,
I'm not very good at it.
That was earlier. Was that earlier this year? We were talking about it.
My fantasy team stunk this year. It was bad because all my
the injuries.
Well, not just like Saquon Barkley was my pick. He got hurt.
Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster and Odell Beckham just didn't show up for the year.
Perform, yeah.
Like a tight end, Austin Hooper was dirty until he got hurt. Quarterback, it was a merry-go-round all year round. Like I had Jameis Winston for the majority of the season. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad because I had Brady, and Brady had no off. Like after like the first 8 weeks of the season, he was like, "Yeah, I'm checking out. We're done." And like it was bad. My team stinks.
My main strategy for drafting this year was a mixture of watching fantasy football podcasts and then going off of who I knew and then who I didn't know but I thought might be pretty good. And I think I got into the 4th round of the playoffs. So by that deduction, I should be able to get even further if I actually I feel like I know so much more about football now than since the beginning of the season, so I should be okay. I think so.
Yeah.
Is Jameis Winston? He doesn't have a team yet, right?
Not yet. Yeah, no, but it's not unexpected wildly because he's going to cost a lot for not really much. You know. Oh yeah, I don't know if he'd start anywhere. You know.
You don't think so? Well, all right. Listen, I know he's always had his ball security issues, but I feel like I saw him working on it in the offseason. I mean, I've been seeing videos of him.
I could see him like going to a spot where it's like they kind of have an unproven guy, and if the guy's like. I don't know. Like I thought the Patriots kind of made sense, but like they don't have any money. So
what about the Panthers?
They signed Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget.
They're pretty content, but like I don't know. Maybe like I don't even know because like a lot of the teams either have like vets or young guys that they're not going to bench, and if you don't yet, you're probably going to draft one. Like Cincinnati, like would make sense until they draft Joe Burrow, or
Mm,
Miami would make sense until they draft Tua. Like it doesn't. I don't know. There's
yeah.
really not really many places where it makes sense for Jameis Winston to go play their backup for like $20 million a year that he's like begging for.
It's a shame though because if he sells himself for less money, something in the bottom of my stomach, a tingly feeling, tells me that Jameis Winston might have a rebound year this year. And he might get rid of that ball control issue. He might not throw as many picks, and then he could have his regular production. Because his production's not bad. It's just that he always gets displaced by the amount of picks he throws and fumbles.
Yeah, but like the one thing I would say is that like if if you need a quarterback and are willing to spend a little bit for a guy that might not be your starter this year, then don't go sign Jameis Winston. Just sign Cam Newton instead.
That's true. Cam Newton's also been
Cam
working out
Newton's
heavy.
undeniably better.
Yeah,
Like
big
I
time.
think I think LA, the Chargers have like shown interest in both because they have Tyrod Taylor, who's like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not exactly 100% proven, so they've been looking at either drafting one or. But if I were the like, they're the type of situation where it's like, you don't draft a guy, like just sign
Yeah,
Cam Newton or Jameis instead.
for a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah, because I don't really think they're that far. Like they only made the playoffs a year ago. I know they were bad this year, but um,
The Rams, you said, right?
the Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah,
But
no, the Chargers are not by any stretch a bad team. I don't know how they would do with Winston and or Cam. I think Cam could definitely elevate him, and then like I said, Winston. If you bring,
I would like Cam a lot better than
yeah, no,
Winston.
obviously, no, I'd take Cam over Winston, but
Plus, their coach wants a mobile quarterback, and Winston isn't really that. He's more of a. I mean, he can move, but like
he's more crab legs.
He's not Tom. Yeah, he's not Tom Brady, where it's like he
He shows his
can't move.
age.
Like he can move, but like if you want a mobile quarterback, obviously Cam Newton is, because
Yeah.
James Winston mobility is not his thing.
Yeah.
And when he moves, usually like with Cam Newton, when he moves, good things happen. When James Winston moves out of that pocket, you already have a good chance of something going like wildly wrong. Now you really have a good chance because now
Yeah.
he's improvising and kind of thinking off in.
Making an errant pass.
Yeah, because at that point when a quarterback leaves the pocket, they're kind of doing it on their own. So like if you have a smart guy like Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson, then it kind of works. But
Dude, Russell Wilson's
James Winston is not really as smart as those two guys. What?
I said Russell. Sorry to cut you off, by the way. Russell Wilson's ability to like evade coverage is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. It's like when you move out of the pocket, like you have to improvise. So like Russell Wilson's a smart dude, so it's like that works. You kind of don't have the reins on, but Jameis Winston has proven many times, both on and off the field, he's just not that smart of a dude.
Oof. Is that, are you talking about the whole taxi controversy or the Uber controversy?
Well, between everything he did at Florida State, like the guy like was shoplifting at Florida State,
I feel like Jameis Winston's
stealing
kind
the
of like,
crab legs.
don't get me wrong, like one part of me wants Jameis to bounce back and like have a good year and be a good quarterback, but does the guy really deserve it? I don't know, because the more I look into his past, I'm like,
I think
I don't know.
I think he's good for the league because one of the best parts of my Sunday is watching Red Zone. It's like, oh, he did it again. Pick six, Jameis Winston.
A tasty
I
turnover.
mean, 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. We need Jameis.
It's
Yeah,
crab
we need
legs.
Jameis. The world. I need Jameis. You need Jameis. The world needs Jameis.
More importantly, we also need Cam Newton. Dude, I saw that.
well,
I saw Instagram the Instagram workouts that he posted, and that dude's ripped. That guy's like yoked.
yeah.
He's like that type of muscular where like you see people usually are like dense and like big, but like he's also just like somehow cut. Like the way he's, I guess the muscle that he puts on doesn't make any sense.
I thought the Patriots would give him a look, but they just don't have the money. Like they don't have any
You think they
cap
bring him on?
space left.
You think they bring him on board otherwise?
I think they look at least like they brought in Brian Hoyer to back up Stidham and or potentially start. I don't know, but like the difference between him and Cam Newton, like Cam Newton is definitely better than
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer, but they got Brian Hoyer on a vet minimum deal. You're not going to get Cam Newton on a vet minimum deal. So like it made sense for them because they literally have no more money.
Big, not a
My
rebuilding
voice
year,
keeps
but
cracking.
no, it's, I think the audio also on the computer. We might be having some Wi-Fi.
No,
issues
my
down here.
personally, my voice is cracking.
No,
It's
I know,
bad
but
day,
also
bad voice
like
day.
also the audio on the like Zoom is cracking as well. So if
Oh, perfect.
yeah, if we get connected, maybe I'll restart the live. We've been going for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
34. What was I saying? Yeah, no, it's more. I don't want to say a rebuilding year quite yet because I feel like they could still have a bid to be competitive, but it's definitely not going to be nearly the same as obviously as when they had Brady under center.
I would call they're not looking to win a Super Bowl this year. It's not a full blown rebuild. It's more of a reload. It's more of a reload year. You kind of take a year, sit back because they still probably could make the playoffs, especially with the extra team in it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll be winning 13 games again for this season, especially if the season gets cut short.
You think they're still going to start it though?
NFL, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It depends because if this thing kind of dies down over the summer, it then kind of makes a comeback in the fall when it cools down and it's more of an ideal thing, then that'd be a problem. So they have to make sure that it's perfectly safe to get going again before they get going again, especially for a sport like football too, where it's you need to make sure it's safe.
Right. Yeah. Whatever, man. As long as sports come back, I don't care.
Need it. Don't want it. Need it.
I might watch NASCAR now. I might watch NASCAR.
The fall though, if this all goes away and sports comes back, the fall will be stacked because a lot of stuff's getting pushed back to the fall.
Yeah.
And you could potentially be seeing major golf tournaments in November, the World Series getting pushed back a couple of weeks, NFL's heating up, and maybe the NBA and the NHL at that point would probably not be playing because they pushed their seasons back, so they pushed their off season back, but it'd be a lot going on either way.
I just want to see, honestly, for the NHL and the NBA, if you're going to push it back that far to go into the playoffs. I know you're not a proponent of that, and a lot of people say that there's still, in the NBA, there's still something like 12 games to play for each. It could be. There's still something like that. It's like they've gotten about 80% of the way done with the season at this point. My thing would just be if it's going to get pushed back so much, just jump straight into the playoffs.
No, I agree with you on that. I think they should still finish. Like when I say finish the season, I mean crown a champion. Like don't just outright But no, I agree with you because if you finish the regular season and then go on and you kind of act as normal, at this point the season won't start back up again until at least June. Now you're looking at you're throwing off next season too already. You have to cut something short somewhere. Don't mess up this season and next season more than you have to.
Right. And also something interestingly that Enes Kanter, one of the centers for the Celtics, your Celtics, pointed out is that players are gonna need time to acclimate back into game shape because a lot of them, like Giannis, doesn't have a hoop to shoot on. A lot of them are gonna need a readjustment period so they're playoff bound.
Yeah, sure, but I don't know how much I buy into that because it's you're all the majority of the players you're all millionaires. I know you have a basketball hoop in your driveway. I know you have a home gym.
Some of them don't apparently.
If you're, I guess it's one thing if you're a rookie on your rookie deal, but if you're, I don't know, one of these max players that are making $30 million a year, you never thought to invest in a bench press for your basement. Come on, man.
Dude, that's the first thing I'd do if I got 30 million. That goes back to the Demerger's question. What would you do if you won the lottery? Bench press in my basement. Entire workout studio down there.
I would not put a workout studio in my basement. I'd never use it.
What would you use it? What would you if you got a quick, let's just say what? Mega Lotto, you win 30 mil behind taxes. What is that going to be, 10 mil or something like that?
Well, if I come out of it with 10 mil, pay off my student loans, man cave in the basement, and just put the rest away.
So we'd basically both have man caves. It would just be different type of man caves. I'd probably put workout equipment and I'd want to build an entire podcast studio. That's also something I'd want to do. I'd want to basically Joe Rogan's whole setup.
Yeah, I might buy a mic.
You might buy a mic?
Yeah, if I had 30 mil in the bank, I might buy a mic.
Would you do a Mike Francesa show? Except, dude, you got to copy the entire Mike Francesa studio, except it's your face and it's Jerry Sullivan.
Welcome back to Mike's On.
I'm going to need another Diet Coke. Me and Brandon calling into the show I'm going to hang up and listen.
Hey, Mike, first time, long time.
What do you think about the Danny Dimes pick? I'm going to hang up and listen. But yeah, no, listen,
hey, Mike, do you think, what?
He's like, listen, the kid can play, all right?
Hey Mike, do you I see the Yankees have a little hole in their lineup. Do you think they could bring back Jason Giambi to fill in and
Dude, that's all of the questions he gets in on that show, and he always gets so angry. I don't know why he entertains them, and he always tries to
because he
backtrack
doesn't
after. Like he didn't just like he's like, yeah, you know what? I picked that up knowing that was a prank call, and I gave him the time of day. I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, bud.
well, not only that, he also just doesn't know where the Giambi joke came from. So it was like a small thing that kind of grew into something like that nobody ever saw. But it was such a small occurrence like 10 years ago that he doesn't even know where the Jason Giambi joke came from. But like you're right. Every single call, it seems like, or every single reply to his Twitter has something to do with Jason Giambi.
Or I saw the one where it was like someone called him about the MLB offseason. He was like, "How would you feel about possibly a 9-game series?" I'm gonna hang up and listen. He was like, "What?" Like, dude, you know what it is? You know, it's like Mike Francis is like that one kid in school that everyone has an inside joke with, and like everyone but him knows about the joke, and it's about him. You know what I mean? And the kid's always like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Hard nine. That's
Like
100% Mike
the other
Francis.
day, he did like the Q&A on Twitter. Like, and I was like, "You read your dude? Like, how do you still?"
But it is the one quiet place that I can record. But yeah, no, it's yeah, you wouldn't think that he reads his comments. You really wouldn't. And also, like, if I'm Mike Francesa and I'm even slightly more self-aware than he is, I'm running with it.
What
I'm
do you
printing
mean running
merch.
with it?
Like, I'm running with the jokes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, printing merch out of it. I'm doing show segments where I read tweets and respond to them. Like, he doesn't really have a lot of business sense either.
No, he doesn't. I mean, then again, he just banned like his number one marketer from marketing him. So
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. We have 4 people now. How long are we?
yeah,
How far along are we?
going for a while.
42 minutes. 42 minutes. Is a good. Should we end it off here, or do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little shorter episode for this week. So this has been the Lolo Down FM. We will be doing this every Tuesday at 6, barring some unforeseen development. So tune in then, and we will see you guys next week, same time.
Yeah. Fun week.
And now you guys are going to see my background on my computer and my YouTube live studio. So we will see you guys. Bye.